What's up, guys? My name is Tai Zen. Welcome to Cryptocurrency Market, cryptocurrency.market. We are a trading, investing, entrepreneurship channel. We like to talk about the things that really help a person create long-term wealth and real money in the real world, and not the dumb shit that people talk about that doesn't work in the real world. Okay, so welcome to our channel. If you're new, if you've been a long-time subscriber, welcome again. All right. So in this video, guys, I want to share something with you guys that something that happened to me when I was young, and something that I just saw again just very recently, like a day or two ago. Okay. So when I was young, I was like 19 or 20 years old at that time. Now, many of you guys that have been following me for a while, you guys know that, I came to America as a Vietnamese refugee, left Vietnam and lived in the refugee camps for like over a year in Malaysia, and then came to the US as a refugee also, and grew up in the ghettos in America, and, learned how to trade and got to where I'm at today. Okay. I remember when I was like 19 or 20, somewhere around there. At that time, I had grown up in the ghettos, and my family was the only non-black family in my neighborhood. Okay. I was living in a neighborhood that was infested with drug dealers, crackheads, and just drug addicts, just everywhere. I mean, they were just out in the streets selling crack and selling heroin and everything out in the streets every day. Okay. And I had never seen a black person make money before in my life. Like, I've never seen somebody that had money. Like, the only people that I saw that had money were all the drug dealers, the black drug dealers in my neighborhood. And coincidentally, I ran into a black businessman, an entrepreneur named Charles. Okay, Charles was from Brooklyn, New York, and he ran several businesses. He produced music. He had a luggage company. He was in businesses that you would not think makes a lot of money, but because he was good at it, he made really good money. Okay, and so he was trying to come down to Texas to set up like a distribution or something like that, in Texas. And he's originally an entrepreneur from New York. And when I met him, something stood out about Charles. He did not talk like a regular black person. Right? All the black guys, my friends, all the black friends I had in my neighborhood, they all talk like, yo, what up, dog? What happening, man? Things like that. And this guy, Charles from Brooklyn, he talked very professionally. And in my neighborhood, we would call him like an Uncle Tom or a whitewashed black guy. Right? He was like 54, 55 years old at that time when I met him. So in my neighborhood, we wouldn't consider him one of the black guys that have been hanging around too many white folks, and he'd been whitewashed, so now he talks white and all that shit. But there was something about the way that he talked where you really couldn't say that 100%. It wasn't 100% accurate to say that he was whitewashed. It was, when you hear him talk, it was more like he was very professional. Okay? Very, very professional. And someone that you would really trust in a business environment, okay? And his behaviors, and when I met him, he always dressed, very appropriate. He didn't have his pants sagging down his ass and all that other stupid shit that all my black friends were doing in the hood, okay? And so he just, it was a while before I learned that he was a millionaire. Entrepreneur, okay? When I first met him, I just knew that, I just sensed that my street sense just saw that he was doing, there was just something different about him, and I really couldn't pinpoint it, So whenever somebody's doing something that's different, when I was young, I was always curious about how people do things more successfully than I was, okay? So at that time, I was broke as shit. I didn't have a penny in my pocket, I didn't have nothing. So my friends, all my Mexican, my black friends, they were all broke. They're all stupid, and they were all broke. I was stupid, I was broke. We had nothing going for ourselves. And I saw this guy, Charles, and I knew that I sensed that he was just way ahead of me. And he was way ahead of where me and my friends were at that time in the ghetto, right? And so I asked him, I said, hey man, what are you doing? Like, I know you appear to be more successful than the rest of us, man. And I've never seen a black guy that is successful before in my hood, you know, that's not a drug dealer or somebody, okay? The ones that I see that are successful are like Michael Jordan, you know, who's an athlete, or Bo Jackson. Back then, Bo Jackson was a big deal, you know. And then either they're a rapper, or they're an athlete, or they're a celebrity, or an entertainer, or something. Like, I don't see any like black guys around my neighborhood that are successful. So what's going on here? Are you selling drugs, or are you doing something? You know, are you a porn star? Do you have a huge penis? You know, like all the black guys do, or something like that. And he looked at me, you know, and when I asked him about, you know, the porn star, big penis stuff, you know, he was like, he looked at me like I was fucking retarded or some shit. He looked at me like I was just plain stupid to even ask him something like that, right? He goes, you really think that's what it takes for me to be successful? At that time, oh, there was also, I forgot to mention also, Charles had an attractive Chinese wife, okay? A Chinese wife, okay? And all the black guys in my neighborhood, they were dating only black girls. Like, I've never seen, like, in my neighborhood, okay, a black guy date someone outside of their race, their ethnic group, okay? So not only did this guy Charles date someone outside his race, but he, you know, and usually when black guys that you see on TV that I saw, okay, I'm just saying what I saw growing up, okay? It's not right or wrong or anything, it's just what I saw and experienced growing up, okay, in the ghetto, is that if you do run into the rare occasion that a black guy is dating someone outside his race, it's usually with a white girl or a Hispanic girl. It's rarely that I see it with an Asian girl, okay? So when I saw him date a Chinese girl, and not only was she Chinese, she was like half his age. He was like in his mid-50s, and she was like, I think 20, maybe 28, 29, no more than 30 years old at that time. So for me, that was like, how is this guy doing this? You know, he's successful in business. He's got a wife that's, you know, half his age. And just all these things just really got me curious, right? And that's why I asked him the questions that I did, you know. So, and he looked at me, he goes, man, are you stupid? Are you retarded? You know, he goes, you think I need to have a big penis or whatever, you know, to get a girl, a young girl, or be successful in business? And I said, man, I don't know, man. I'm just asking you. Because I don't see any of the black guys in my neighborhood doing that, right? And he said, nah, man. You know, he was, and I go, what are you doing then? What are you doing different than all the other black guys in my neighborhood? You know, is it something that I can do? And he goes, and he said, yeah. He goes, you know, he goes, yeah. Look at you, man. He said, look at you. And when in the ghetto, in the hood, where I grew up, you don't tell someone, look at you. Okay, because those are fighting words, okay? So when he said that, I started puffing out my chest, you know, I want to whip his ass, okay? I didn't give a shit if he was a 50-something-year-old man or not, and I was only, you know, half his age, you know, I'll kick his ass anyway. Don't say shit like that to me, okay? So when he said that, right, and I said, what do you mean, look at me, right? You know, here I am trying to ask him for advice, for recommendations on what I can do to improve my financial life. But when he told me to look at me, my ego got up and started puffing out my chest, and I wanted to fight him because of him saying that. And so, but there was a part of me that was curious what he was even talking about. So he goes, look at you, man. Look at your hair. Look at how you dress. Look at how you talk. Look at how the way that you carry yourself. Now, at that time, I had hair down below my chest, below my nipples, okay? Because I thought it was cool, you know, to have long hair, right? And I said, yeah, what's wrong with my hair, you know? And I know that black people, they like to have long hair like mine, you know? I know like a lot of the black girls in my neighborhood, they would like to have long hair like I did, you know? So I thought that's what he meant, like, you know, like he jealous because I have long, straight hair, and he was jealous or something. And he goes, look at you, man, look how stupid you look. And when he said that, naturally, the ghetto instinct in me wanted to even fight him even more. Okay? Now, keep in mind, Charles is like 55 years old. He weighs about 240 and 230 or something like that. And he's like 6'2", 6'3". And here I am weighing 130 pounds at most, soaking wet at that time. But I didn't care. Like, don't tell me I look stupid. Don't tell me I look stupid with my long hair, you know. That was just the mindset and the mentality that we had in the hood, is that you don't talk shit to us and expect us not to punch you in the face, okay? But no one had ever dared say something like that to me before. None of my friends, nobody in the hood ever said something like that to me before. No black guy had ever said something to me like, you know, look at your stupid hair, or look how stupid you look. Because usually I would punch them in the nose or in the mouth when they said that. So when this guy said that, you know, there was a part of me that said, hey, you know what, I should punch this guy in the mouth for saying that. But then there's a part of me that said, you know, why would he be saying that for? You know, the only time you say something like that to somebody in the hood is that you want to fight him. And obviously, he doesn't want to fight me. His body language, everything doesn't show that he wants to fight me. It shows that he's trying to help me. So why is he saying that for? And I thought about it and I said, what do you mean? And he said, look at you, man. He goes, you think anybody's going to trust you with $100, with $1, much less $1 million to do business with you? And so, you know, me being young and cocky and arrogant and broke as shit, you know, the natural instinct is to puff out your chest and say, yeah, of course, man. You know, of course, you know, people will want to do business with me. Of course, people will trust me with $1 million. What are you talking about, right? Now, as I'm saying that with my mouth, I'm running my mouth and I'm being a badass, I'm being a tough guy, you know, and everything. But there was a part of me, inside of me, that was sick and tired of being broke in the hood, man. There was a part of me that is sick and tired of selling drugs. There was a part of me that was just, man, there's got to be a better way to do this shit than, you know, hustle drugs on the street with my friends or steal people's bicycles and try to sell it. And just, that's not the kind of person that I wanted to be growing up, man. So there was a part of me, even though on the surface, on the outside, I was trying to be a tough guy and be a badass and shit, but there was a part of me inside that wanted to understand what he was trying to say. And there was a part of me on the inside that said, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, is he seeing something that I don't see? Right? And he said, look at you, man. Go look in the mirror, man. Look at yourself, man. Do you look like somebody that would want to even do, that people want to do business with or give you money to do business with? And I didn't have to go look in the mirror. Even though on the outside I said, with my mouth, I said, of course there's people that want to do business with me. Of course I'm somebody that people could trust. But there was a part of me inside that said, man, you know what? I wouldn't even trust myself with $1, much less $1 million, right? And it made me realize, you know, wow, this whole time I thought that I was looking cool on the outside. You know, I thought I had long hair in the hood. I thought, you know, my friends had dreadlocks, I had long hair. We thought we were just the coolest dudes in the hood. The coolest broke ass dudes in the hood, man, right? And so what happened was, you know what? He told me a bunch of other stuff, but that night, I remember I went back and I cut my hair. My hair was down past my nipples, right? And I cut my hair short like this, and I faded my hair until this day. Since I was like 19, 20 years old, until this day, at 47 years old, you will not find one picture of me with long hair. Like, I've never had hair longer than beyond my ears. Okay, it's always been this short, and it's the same hairstyle pretty much, you know, when the faux hawk craze was in, I put a little faux hawk in, but then it's still short, right? And the reason why I chose to go with that hairstyle and not go with something crazy, because I learned something from Charles. I learned that when you are broke and you are trying to do better for yourself and you're trying to make more money, you know, it's important that we give ourselves every advantage that we can. If you know, cutting our hair and having short hair, it gives us an advantage. If wearing the correct size shirt and not wearing baggy clothes like me and my friends did in the hood, gave me a better advantage in life, it increases my probability of success, increases my odds of success, I need to do it. And I need to stop puffing up my ego and think that, you know what, I can do this, I can look cool, so I can do whatever the hell I want, you know? And what I learned from Charles was that when we look at guys like Dennis Rodman, who has all these crazy earrings, tattoos, and different color hairs and stuff, these guys have already made their money. These guys are already at the pinnacle of success. These guys have already reached the level, they've already made enough money in their life to where they don't give a shit no more. So, for example, you know, I can say whatever I want now, right? Because I have the freedom to say so, because I'm not working for someone. And if somebody doesn't like what I say, I don't give a shit. They can just pound that unsubscribe button, okay? And if they like it, then they can subscribe, okay? And they can follow me. If not, I don't give a shit, right? Because now my money doesn't depend on somebody else working for someone else to pay me. So now I have true freedom in my life, okay? And that's what I've always worked for, you know? I've never, you know, looking back, I never cared about the material things. All I cared was that I had the freedom to do what I want and say what I want, okay, without any repercussions, because I had my paycheck depended on someone else's rules, okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys in this video, because a couple of days ago, I think it was 2-3 days ago, I went, you know, oftentimes, you know, even though I can stop at Starbucks coffee and buy coffee anytime I want, right? I've made enough money in my life now to where I can go whenever I want to. Most of the time, I just have a coffee machine at the house, and I can drink a cup of Starbucks coffee for like, I think it was like 50 cents or something like that. And at the Starbucks, when I buy it there, it's like $5, okay? So, but when I'm on the road and I'm in a rush and something, right? And I live in Texas, where in the summer, so it gets hot sometimes. And I will often stop at the Starbucks and get a large coffee frappuccino. Just to cool off than anything else, right? And I stopped at the Starbucks a few days ago, and I was ordering a coffee frappuccino, a large coffee frappuccino. And I remember the girl that was handing me, that took my order, and she handed me the cup of coffee. She had like really bright pink hair. This white girl, she had really bright pink hair. And then more than likely it's her friend that's working with her, because the other girl had like purple hair, right? Now these two white girls, they're not ugly, right? They're not the hottest girls out there, but they're not the ugliest girl out there. They're probably slightly above average. But to me, what really threw me off was that one girl had all pink hair, the other girl had all purple hair, and they're working at Starbucks, okay? So you don't get paid very much. You get paid I think like minimum wage or slightly above minimum wage. I've never worked at a Starbucks before, so I don't know, right? But it would be safe to say that it's probably not a lot. It's not like a high income paying job, right? So I see these two white girls that, you know, they have lots of things going for them in America. One is that, you know, they're white, so there's a lot of things, lots of doors open for them. And then they're not ugly, so that's even more advantage, you know, that increases your probability of success, your odds of success. So they have lots of things, you know, they're speaking good English, they don't sound ghetto, they don't sound like they're from the hood or something like that, you know, or they don't look like they're trailer trash or something like that. So they have a lot of advantages going for them. However, they got this stupid pink hair and the stupid purple hair on, right? If they would just left their hair blonde, you know, it would be 100 times more valuable, right? But instead, they got their hair colored pink and purple. And I'm thinking like, they're young kids, they're probably in college or something like that. And they're probably sitting there thinking, oh, you know, we look cool with this pink hair and this purple hair. And I'm thinking like, no, you look retarded. Like you're decreasing your odds of success in life by doing stupid shit like that, especially when you can just have blonde hair and increase your probability of success, okay? So the reason why I'm making this video for you guys is to look at yourself and to consider and evaluate yourself like, hey, the things that I'm doing, the way that I talk, the way that I color my hair, the way that I style my hair, the way that the clothes that I wear, how I wear it, you know, how I walk, how I talk, and how the world sees me, right? You know, like in Sprite, the Sprite commercial always says that, you know, image is everything. And in school, we were taught that, you know, not to judge a book by its cover. But the reality is, you know, this channel is about reality. Okay, this channel is not about fantasy and about theory. The reality is, when you go out into the world, people do judge you by the way you look. They judge you by the way you look. They judge you by the way you carry yourself. They judge you by the way that you portray yourself to others, and the way that you communicate to others. So I invite you guys to consider looking at evaluating yourself and asking yourself, hey, do I convey this image that people want to do business with me? Do I convey the look that people want to have me on their team? Okay? Do I convey success? Do I convey wealth? Or do I convey that I'm an idiot or a broke ass from the hood, like I was when I was starting out my wealth building career when I was younger? Okay, I invite you guys to consider that and really ask yourself that. Really be honest with yourself, and don't puff out your chest and have a big ego like I did when I was younger, and say that, oh, you know, I look cool, so don't tell me, you know, it's about freedom of expression, or, you know, I want to be, you know, I don't want to be like the rest of the sheep, or the like everyone else, you know. And I'll make a separate video about the sheep, okay, because it's actually, we're all sheep. Okay, it's just a matter, do we want to be a part of the broke ass sheep, or do we want to be a part of the wealthy sheep? Okay, so the herd that's wealthy or the herd that's broke. I'll make that a separate video, okay? That's a different topic. But, you know, if you are not where you want to be financially, I would recommend that you reevaluate yourself and convey the image or the look that allows you to have a higher probability of having success and wealth in your life, and not just go for the cool look, or I want to look cool, or I want to be different. You're not cool. You're not independent. You know what? You know how you get cool? You make more money, and motherfuckers start thinking that you're cool all of a sudden. Okay? You know, when you're driving around in a Ferrari or a Lambo, right? Or people know that you got money, all of a sudden you're the coolest dude ever. Okay? As long as you're not a douchebag or an asshole. Okay? So you want to be cool, make more money. Okay? That's what I say is the fastest and easiest way to become cool. Okay? So I hope that this video helps you guys in some way reevaluate yourself and take a look at yourself and see if there's anything that you are portraying to the world that could hurt your chances of increasing your wealth and making more money and increasing, you know, making your career better and stuff. So thanks for watching this video, guys. If you guys like it, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't like it, give me a thumbs down. If you really don't like it, then make sure that you unsubscribe and unfollow, okay? This is a long-term wealth creation channel. Some people like to come here and get rich quick, you know, and the only thing I can say about that is that the fastest way to get rich quick is to get off your ass and go take action. Like some of the stuff that I share with you guys in this video, get off your butt and go do it, you know, instead of just sitting there waiting for the money to come, okay? So follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen, okay? And then also, if you are serious about cryptocurrency trading and investing, make sure that, and you want to learn how to improve it and be surrounded by people that know what they're doing, go check out www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint and take a look at and get you a copy of our cryptocurrency investing blueprint so you can learn how to trade and invest correctly in the markets. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.